What's up, everyone? This is Tatum. I'm back with another episode of Flowers. And this one's kind of like bittersweet because it's like the closing of my trilogy of this artist's albums, pretty much, that I'm going to do until they drop a new album. Today, I'm going to be discussing Nicki Minaj's Queen album. I chose this album because I've been listening back to it. I got a couple things I'm gonna say about it in the review, but mainly I've been listening back to it, and I think it's a pretty good album. Again, my favorite Nicki Minaj album is Pink Friday, and then I'll probably go Pink Print, and then it'll probably be Queen. This is Nicki Minaj's fourth album. It dropped 2018. What's that? 3 years ago. It's kind of crazy. Nicki Minaj hasn't dropped a new album in 3 years, but I guess she got married, family. I think this album doesn't get a lot of respect, and one of the reasons I'm doing a flower episode on it, obviously complete the trilogy, but I don't think this album gets enough looks as it should. I think it was a lot of stuff going around the time. I think it was around the time where industry and just people were just rejecting Nicki Minaj music and just her being at the time, from fans, not just fans, but the general public and people who run the music industry at the time. I think they were like trying to push new female, because you got to think this is the first album Nicki Minaj dropped, and she wasn't the only female dominant at the time. You had Cardi B just coming out and was like skyrocketing. You had Remy Ma coming off a big single with All the Way Up, and they got into their friction. She got into a friction with Cardi. After the release, she got into it with Travis Scott. So it was a whole bunch of just negativity surrounding this album that I think it kind of took away from the music itself. And I just wanted to talk about the album and give it some praise, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's get into it. To name the album Queen, to be your fourth album, my expectations was high for it, to be truthfully honest with you, because I'm a Nicki Minaj fan. I pretty much enjoy every album she puts out. I think she's my favorite female rapper of all time. No offense to Kim and Missy and things of that nature, but I just think that she has it all. Like, I think she took what all those women did, even Lauren and things of that nature, even some of the male greats. I think she took some of that and incorporated it to herself, and she's just untouchable when she's in her zone. I'll say that. The album starts with Ganja Burn, and I can't listen to this album without thinking of Ganja Burn and Joe Budden's fucking it up for me, for one, and two, the fucking whoever did the Remy Ma thing. It was like bullets burn, bullets burn, bullets burn. But on a serious note, I thought it was listening back to it, I thought it was a great record to start the album off with. It was kind of slower. I think the Pink Print had a slower record and emotional record at the beginning as well, but this one it lets you know where she was at this time. Like, she just got out of another relationship, and she's saying things that make me think like maybe I need to find myself. I need to be alone. Like, because you got to think she got out of a relationship and then jump right into another relationship, and it didn't work out as well. So I think she had to, from what I understand and get from this record, is like she had to be alone to, like, she even talk about not having sex with anyone else until she gets married and things of that nature. And just preserving herself and just treating herself like a queen, I would guess, for lack of better words. So I thought it was a great way to start the record. She's, as far as like lyrically, I think she's doing what Nicki Minaj does. I think Nicki Minaj is one of those rappers that can really, you can put her on any beat. Like, she can really just destroy any beat, and I think she did that. Second song, Your Majesty. Well, Majesty might be a little bit too long for me. I think not from her aspect, but like, her verses are very short. They're not even 16 bars, I think. I think they're like 8 bars a piece. And then Eminem comes in with this long ass verse that has nothing to, I don't know what that song's about. Like, it has like that old, not old, but it sounds a little dated. It sounds like it could have been on Pink Friday. Like, it sounds like it would have fit perfectly on Pink Friday with the beat and with that hook. And I'm not a big fan of Eminem in these days, so like, him doing those long ass verses about nothing kind of just throws me off. But I think she came back in at the end and kind of gained me back a little bit. But as far as the song, and I remember she was saying like, I don't know if it was on Queen Radio, but she was saying like she was holding up the album for one like feature that's like great. And if it was this one, I'll be pissed. Like we never really got to it, but I think it was this one. Like just to think it wasn't that many big. Well, besides the Weeknd, but as far as rappers, this is probably the biggest rapper in the world. As a fan, I think she should have did Ganja Burns, fuck Majesty, and should have just went straight into Barbie Dreams. Because this record to me sounds like she wanted to rap. It sounds like she had a chip on her shoulder and she just wanted to rap. And I think Barbie Dreams is a dope record because, you know, in the midst of all the drama and shit, it's like she dropped it's a fun record. It's a homage to Biggie, Dreams of Fucking R&B Bitch, and 50 Cent How to Rob, all blended in one, like in this musical smoothie. So I thought it was just dope that she had that on there. That would have been track 2 for me. Like I would have just went from Ganja Burns to Barbie Dreams. Like, and I think, I don't know, this is me A&R and shit in my head. Like it would have fit better. Majesty sounds out of place to me. The outro in there is ridiculous. The beat is ridiculous on the outro. I mean, I like the remake of the Biggie beat as well, but that beat on the outro and the way she's flowing on the outro reminds me of old Nicki. Like she even goes into the flow, which was like the Ruben Studdard line, and she does like the bitches snoozing line on there. Like I thought it was reminiscent of the old Nicki, and it just made me chuckle listening back to it. I was like, yeah, that's it right there. That's it. Keep going, do that more. Like I was like a kid and shit. I want more of that. But that's one of Bobby Dreams is one of my favorites on the album. Rich Sex, I like that record. It's a Nicki Minaj record, but what I really love about that record, it was that, you know, her and Wayne, you hear her and Wayne on the record again. Like it's just good to hear them together. Like, you know, you kind of miss those I guess that Young Money camaraderie kind of thing, because they had before the album when she dropped what's the song she dropped with Drake and Lil Wayne? No Frauds. That's the name of it. No Frauds. And she did another one with Lil Wayne. She like released 2 singles back to back. And those songs didn't even show up on this album, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. But what I loved about that, I just love to hear those two. That beat is right up her alley, and I really appreciate that. Hard White, that's my shit. Like that's probably my favorite on the album. Like when I hear Hard White, I'll be like, yep, that's the Nicki I love. That's the type of track I want her on. This is the type of spinning shit. When like work hard just to get half back. Work hard. Like what's the get into it that way. I ain't coming through and let the bad straight. Like that shit is my shit. Like every time I hear that, I'm like, yep, that's the Nicki I love. Why wasn't that a single? Like why wasn't that pushed? There's a couple songs on here I wonder why they wasn't pushed as singles and things of that nature. But you know how it goes. And she was sending shots. Like she said, look at my knockoffs. I told them to knock it off. Anything Nicki do, you know they're gonna knock it off. Put my crown on again, bet I knock it off. Anything Nicki with, they gonna profit off. My plug, drop it off. You see him copying my hair, tell him chop it off. I was like, oh shit. And she said, I ain't never had to play the whole position. I ain't never had to strip or get the pole position. And I'm like, you know who she talking about with that line. But I love when rappers just arrogant and send shots at niggas. That's just go hard as you can. But I'll say this. One of the things that I thought was kind of, all right, this is going to be contradictory, but a big contradiction. But I love when rappers go crazy go at rappers for talking shit, as you should, you're a rapper. But I think that's one of the things that like halted or messed up the album in a way, because I think a lot of times she spent like saying like, you know who the fuck I am type thing, like these little blah 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 blah, like kind of. And I don't think she need to do that. Like you ain't gotta do that. Like let them get your shit off on Hard White and don't speak of it ever again on the album. Like don't even give them that much attention. No, you don't have to do that. The more you speak on them, the more the fire grows. So like from Cardi to Remy Ma, like you don't even have to do that. You gotta just do your shit. Like you ain't gotta do that. But I understand. Like you feel like you're back against the wall. I love Thought I Knew You. I really like that hook. I love the distorted part at the end. Again, like I'm just gonna run through these. I think Running High was a great record. It reminds me of something that could have been on Pink Friday. And again, it also dates back to Ganja Burn. It shows that sometimes you just need to be by yourself to regroup yourself. And and you have to do that sometimes to accept real love. And obviously she found real love right after that. Her husband had a baby, things of that nature. So it's all good after this. Even though I think she was with her husband around this time as well, which is weird sometimes. like you reverting back to all this old shit. Maybe sometimes it's just, I don't know. Maybe they were old songs. I don't know. Chung Sway is just, that's a great vibe. She killed that verse. It's a line in there. I'm gonna just save it for my favorite line. So I'm just gonna go through this. Chung Lee, that's a classic Nicki Minaj song. And you could tell on that record that she felt like the industry was turning on her. Like she even says, like, she did the Scarface thing, like, you need somebody to point the finger at and be the bad guy, blah blah blah, Chung Lee. And it gotta be hard for artists to, like, it has to be hard for the artists, like, and it only happens with rappers. I noticed that, like, the R&B singers and pop artists who go through that transition and things, like being the top of the top and the top of the top, and then, like, it's a switch. Like, you can't stay on top forever. Like, it's always and maybe they were. I'm pretty sure the industry been trying to get Nicki Minaj out for a long time. I'm pretty sure they've been making copycat Nicki Minaj's for a long time. Like, every record company, even Universal, even her own record company probably tried to make another Nicki Minaj. So I understand that, a rival company like Warner Brothers Atlantic with Cardi B is pushing up, man, again, pushing them against each other and trying to make one bigger than the other. When actuality, man, like I always said to you, like, man, they should just have a big, how much, well, not now, but how much a big female tour would do? Like Cardi, Nicki, Meg, City Girls, like, how big that would be? Like, instead, how niggas is, they always gonna push females against each other, and it don't even have to be that way. Like, it don't even have to be that way. Not saying you gotta like everybody, because guys don't like rappers don't like every rapper and shit of that nature, but man, you know how big of a tour that could be? Like, Nicki, Cardi, Meg, City Girls, whoever you want to throw in there, Mulatto, I don't even know if that's her name anymore. Form, why wasn't that pushed more? Again, why wasn't these, it makes me think she probably was telling the truth. Like, why wasn't these records pushed more? Like, Good Form is obviously, it works. Like, it gotta work. Like, from the sound of it, it just gotta work. And I think it, like, peaked at like 60 on the Billboard charts. Like, she didn't even have, I think Barbie Dreams and Chung Lee might. Can you look at the stats for me for those? What's the first single off Queen? Chung Lee, where chart at? Where stop? That's crazy. Her and Ariana Grande song was 42 on the charts. That's crazy. Was after that? So the highest charting single was Chung Lee. That's probably his first week though. Just off first impact. I'm pretty sure it didn't stay at 10 for long. It probably, but that's crazy. Like, I guess, I don't know. Good Form should have did better than me. I'm sorry, I'm getting off subject, but I think Good Form should have did better. I guess from her singles, it was a lot of like rap singles, like Chung Lee, Barbie Dreams. But the Ariana Grande joint was what? That's crazy. They didn't put shit behind that record. Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff with this album that that we don't know about, like from her record company. But I'll just keep that to myself. Nip Tuck probably the only song that sounds like this on this album, like that poppy sound, besides Come See About Me. And is Come See About Me a Meek Mill's diss? Like, I don't know. Too Lit, Too Late is too short. Like, that could have been, that sounds like one of the best songs on here, and it was too short. Let me just get into my best songs. I'm gonna go with Barbie Dreams, Hard White, and Chung Sway. I'm gonna go with that one. Worst song, I'm gonna go with Come See About Me. It sound like it just sound like it shouldn't even been on here. Best line. All right, I'm gonna try to say this. She was rapping fast, so I'm gonna try to say it. Who the fuck gonna party with them dollies? No, I ain't never do no molly. If I hit you, then you probably gonna sue. Who the fuck gonna come through with a body? Always looking like a hottie, always saying what somebody gonna do. Who the fuck gonna put up in the city looking every bit of pretty with the itty bitty titty bitch crew? Who the fuck gonna beat him with the 22 if he don't lose the attitude and run off with his credit cards too? I was like, ooh. But she was spitting fast. Like, she was like, who the fuck gonna pull up in the city looking itty bitty pitty with the itty bitty bitty? Like, she was doing it like that. I was like, oh shit. Like, that's the shit. Like, I'll just do it in my recap. Let's wrap this up. When it comes to Queen, to me, great album. I think, again, with all the stuff I said, I think it was overlooked a lot because of the politics and everything that was going around surrounding her around the time, the beef, the Cardi shit, the Remy shit, probably the shit with her label, probably other people at radio not pushing her records as much as they should. But I think that all that could change with your record company if they put money behind it. If they put money behind it, it's going to work. Like, that's just how it works. One of the things that, is probably not bad, but one of the negative things of the album is like it's just too many songs. Like she could have skimmed this down to 10 to 13 records, and I'd like 10 to 13 records, and I think it would have been right there with Pink Friday and the Pink Print. I think it could have been right there. I mean, it's still third on my list, but it could have been closer. You know what I mean? And like certain songs on here, like that Foxy Brown song, I love Foxy Brown, but no, like you don't end the album with that. Like you don't end the album with that. Like you could, like, you don't end the album with that. And I'm a fucking fan. Like I was like, what the fuck is Foxy on? But Nicki loves Foxy. Like that's like her favorite rapper. So I understand. Like this the homage aspect. But you trim some of the fat off this album. 19 songs is a lot for any time. 19 songs is a lot. But I guess she had a lot to say. I think she was spitting. I think one of her goals was to just spit, like show you that I still got my pen and I write my shit. Like, she always said that was one of the shots on here. Like, I ain't never had nobody write my shit. I don't need nobody to write my shit. And I appreciate her for that because a lot of females don't write their shit. And, that's just what it is. But all in all, I fucking like this album. I just want to give flowers, some recognition because y'all be sleeping on it, and y'all probably just swept it under the rug. So I made it my duty to do a flowers episode on it, and yeah, just like that, bitch. So flowers, the Nicki Minaj Queen album. I'm looking forward to the next album. I can't wait to review the next album. I think her next album is going to be classic again. She got so much stuff to talk about. She's a new mom. Unfortunately, send my condolences because her dad just passed away. That's very unfortunate. But yeah, man, I had to show this album some flowers. So flowers, Nicki Minaj, Queen, Tatum, peace. And this is the end of the trilogy. Like, this is the third Nicki Minaj one. This is it until the next album. So unless I do like Scotty Beam Me Up, if y'all want that, let me know. But this is it. This is the end of the trilogy. So it's kind of bittersweet. But peace.